What's happening, crypto fam? Bitcoin Bulletin is back, and we're diving headfirst into a market that's hotter than a freshly mined block. The news cycle is spinning at warp speed, and you do not want to miss what's unfolding. We've got a deep dive into Bitcoin's potential surge to $120,000 thanks to a bullish pattern spotted by Omkar Godbole. Then, we're asking the million-dollar question. Is altcoin season officially over as capital floods back into Bitcoin? We'll break down the ETF outflows and futures market signals that have everyone talking. Plus, get ready for a rapid-fire rundown of the latest market movements for major players like Shiba Inu, Avalanche, Dogecoin, and Cardano. And we'll uncover the surprising trend that has some analysts asking if it's too late to buy Bitcoin. You know the drill, buckle up, stay tuned, and hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you never miss an update. Let's get into it. Bitcoin's chart is screaming $120K. Here's why. Despite a less-than-stellar jobs report that hinted at potential Fed rate cuts, Bitcoin isn't backing down. Our own chartered market technician, Omkar Godbole, has identified a classic bullish inverse head-and-shoulders pattern forming on BTC's shorter-term charts. This technical setup is a powerful indicator of a potential trend reversal, suggesting a significant upward move could be on the horizon. So what exactly is an inverse head-and-shoulders pattern? Imagine a chart where the price dips, recovers, dips deeper, recovers again, and then dips a third time but not as deep as the second. This creates three troughs, the middle one being the lowest, the head, flanked by two shallower ones, the shoulders. A neckline connects the peaks between these dips. When the price decisively breaks above this neckline, it signals a strong bullish reversal. The potential rally target is often calculated by measuring the distance from the head to the neckline and projecting that upward from the breakout point. Right now, Bitcoin appears to be forming the right shoulder of this pattern, with the crucial neckline resistance hovering around $113,378. A confirmed breakout above this level could send BTC soaring towards the $120,000 mark. However, there's a crucial downside to watch. If the price falls below $107,300, this bullish pattern would be invalidated, potentially shifting focus to the 200-day moving average support near $101,850. The crypto community is buzzing with excitement and cautious optimism, with many traders closely watching the $113,378 level for signs of a breakout. Technical analysts are debating the pattern's validity and potential targets, while others are keeping an eye on the bearish scenario if support fails. Will this bullish pattern hold, or will the bears take control? Next, we're diving into whether the exciting altcoin season is officially drawing to a close, as smart money flows back to the king of crypto. Altcoin season over, Bitcoin dominance returns amidst ETF shifts. The crypto market seems to be making a U-turn, with capital increasingly flowing back into Bitcoin, leaving many altcoins struggling to gain traction. This shift is highlighted by significant outflows from Ethereum spot ETFs and weakening futures liquidity, while Bitcoin spot ETFs are seeing renewed inflows. Between September 2nd and 5th, Ethereum spot ETFs experienced a record-breaking $788 million in net outflows, with not a single ETF seeing a net inflow. In stark contrast, Bitcoin spot ETFs attracted $246 million in net inflows for the second consecutive week. This divergence suggests a clear preference from investors towards BTC over altcoins, which have failed to deliver expected gains. Further evidence comes from the futures market, where the taker-buy-sell ratio has hit cycle lows, a situation not seen since Bitcoin's 2021 peak. This indicates a potential disconnect, as Bitcoin has reached new highs without equivalent futures market support. Analysts are concerned about weakening liquidity across both spot and futures markets, emphasizing its critical role in sustaining the current bull cycle. Despite these indicators, some analysts like Michael van de Poppe remain optimistic about an impending altcoin bull market, attributing the current stagnation to a lack of retail participation and macroeconomic headwinds rather than a complete failure of the cycle. He argues that current conditions mirror past pre-breakout phases, suggesting markets are building momentum. However, altcoins have struggled to sustain rallies since late 2023. The total crypto market cap, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, total 3, is consolidating around $1.06 trillion, with Bollinger Bands tightening, signaling an imminent volatility expansion. A breakout above $1.1 trillion could reignite altcoin confidence, while a failure to hold above $1 trillion might lead to a deeper correction. The community is divided, with some seeing a clear rotation back to Bitcoin and others believing the altcoin party is merely delayed. Traders are anxiously watching the total 3 chart for a decisive breakout signal. Is the altcoin dream fading, or is this just a pause before the next big surge? Get ready for a whirlwind tour of the hottest altcoins as we bring you the latest updates on Shiba Inu, Avalanche, Dogecoin, and Cardano. Altcoin Pulse Check, SHIB, AVAX, Doge, ADA ride the waves. In the dynamic world of cryptocurrencies, while Bitcoin and Ethereum hold steady, a host of other altcoins are making their moves. Shiba Inu, SHIB, the self-proclaimed Dogecoin killer, is showing modest gains, with its 24-hour trading volume surging by over 45%, indicating renewed interest from the community. Its popularity on platforms like Mudrex consistently ranks it high, reflecting its strong retail following. Avalanche, AVAX, is also making headlines with a steady increase, trading up 2.08% in the last 24 hours. With a market cap exceeding $10 billion and consistent trading volume increases, AVAX demonstrates resilience in the current market. Dogecoin Doge, the original memecoin, is experiencing a significant 24-hour volume surge, with its price also seeing an uptick. Its consistent popularity and market presence keep it in the spotlight. Cardano, ADA, is another altcoin showing positive momentum, with a notable 54.32% increase in 24-hour trading volume and a price jump of 2.03%. The network's ongoing development and community engagement continue to support its market position. Pepe, PEPE, the popular meme-inspired cryptocurrency, is also exhibiting positive momentum, with its price increasing by 3.61% in the last 24 hours and a substantial rise in trading volume. Other notable mentions include Matic Network, MATIC, a crucial Layer 2 scaling solution for Ethereum, which continues to play a vital role in the ecosystem. Tonkin, TON, and Falcon, FIL, are also seeing market activity, though with more modest price movements. Uniswap, UNI, a cornerstone of decentralized exchange, and Chainlink Link, the leading decentralized Oracle network, are also being closely watched. Even as some smaller altcoins face losses, the activity among these established players like SHIB, AVAX, Doge, and ADA highlights the diverse and ever-evolving landscape of the crypto market. Traders are keenly observing these movements for potential entry and exit points. These alts are making noise, but which one is poised for the biggest breakout? Finally, we tackle a big question. Is a major trend emerging that suggests it might be too late to get into Bitcoin? Is it too late to buy Bitcoin? A look at maturing returns. As Bitcoin matures, its performance is shifting from a speculative lottery ticket to a more predictable asset, which is good news for long-term investors seeking compounding returns. However, this evolution means past spectacular gains might set unrealistic expectations for future performance. Data compiled by BitBo indicates a significant decline in Bitcoin's returns across successive 4-year halving eras. The multiple investors have earned has decreased with each cycle, a pattern typical of maturing assets. While the immutable scarcity of Bitcoin, capped at 21 million coins, remains its core value proposition, its increasing integration with traditional finance, especially with the advent of U.S. spot ETFs, has introduced a new dynamic. These ETFs have broadened the buyer base and significantly impacted spot trading activity. This mainstream integration is expected to compress Bitcoin's returns and volatility, leading to more normal growth rates rather than exponential moonshots. A plausible scenario suggests a doubling of the coin's value over 4 years, equating to a compound annual growth rate of around 19%. This is still an outstanding return for a core holding in a diversified portfolio, especially if issuance remains at 450 coins per day and ETF inflows consistently outpace it. Historically, even late buyers who held through volatility often saw positive outcomes after a full halving cycle. Buying Bitcoin now means initiating the compounding process, even at a slower pace. The key is to manage expectations, size positions appropriately for dollar cost averaging through market dips, and maintain a minimum holding horizon of at least 4 years. Investors are responding with a mix of understanding and continued interest. While some are adjusting their return expectations, the core scarcity and increasing institutional adoption provide a credible path for long-term compounding gains. The consensus is that while the lottery ticket days may be behind us, Bitcoin remains a unique, scarce digital asset with significant long-term investment potential. So the answer is clear. It's not too late, but your strategy needs to evolve. Stay tuned for our lightning round recap and full call to action. And that's a wrap for today's Bitcoin Bulletin. We saw Bitcoin eyeing $120K with a bullish H and S pattern, potentially signaling the end of altcoin season as capital shifts back to BTC. A deep dive into the latest movements of SHIB, AVAX, DOGE, and ADA, and we uncovered why it's still not too late to buy Bitcoin despite maturing returns. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe for more daily updates, ring that notification bell so you never miss a beat, and follow us on all social platforms to join the conversation. We'll see you in the next one.